The Ship of Fools, Episode 25, The Graveyard Shift. The First Signs. The Battlecruiser, PP-608, drifted through a quiet sector, its lights dimmed to artificial night. The crew slept. The ship hummed. Everything was still, until morning. Banning stepped onto the bridge, rubbing sleep from his eyes, and froze. His command chair was turned slightly to the left. Not much. Just enough to be wrong. He frowned. He never left it like that. He sat down, and the seat felt warm. "Aurora," he said slowly. "Did someone come onto the bridge last night?" Aurora flickered into view. "No one accessed the bridge during the sleep cycle." Banning stared at the chair. "Someone did." Moments later, Moxie arrived and stopped dead. "Who touched my station?" Her navigation console was lit up with settings she never used. Star charts she hadn't opened. A course plotted to nowhere. Banning raised an eyebrow. "You too?" Moxie nodded. "Someone was sitting here." Snipes burst in next, hair wild, goggles askew. "Okay, who messed with my tools?" He held up a wrench that had been recalibrated with a precision Snipes himself didn't bother with. Banning crossed his arms. "Aurora says no one was here." Snipes gulped. "Then who?" The lights flickered. The ship creaked, and for the first time in a long time, the PP-608 felt haunted. The crew gets spooked. Over the next 2 nights, the pattern continued. Banning's chair was always slightly off-center. Moxie's console always had new settings. Snipes' tools were always rearranged, sometimes improved, sometimes ruined, always touched. Aurora insisted no one had been on the bridge. "Impossible," Banning muttered. "Someone is doing this." Moxie rubbed her eyes. "I barely slept last night." Snipes nodded. "Me neither. I kept hearing noises." Aurora flickered. There were no noises. Snipes glared. "Aurora, with all due respect, your definition of noise is different from mine." The crew grew jumpy. Moxie flinched at every flicker of light. Snipes carried a giant wrench everywhere like a security blanket. Banning patrolled the ship at night, muttering about protocol violations and seat etiquette. Their performance suffered. Moxie miscalculated a jump vector. Snipes dropped a plasma coil. Banning snapped at a harmless sensor alert. Aurora finally intervened. "Commander, the crew's sleep deprivation is reaching dangerous levels." Banning sighed. "Then we catch whoever's doing this." Moxie nodded. "Tonight, we stay awake." Snipes gulped. "All night?" Banning glared. "Unless you want your tools rearranged again." Snipes straightened. "I'll get the coffee." The stakeout. The artificial night cycle began. The ship dimmed. The hum softened. The ship settled into its nocturnal rhythm, but the crew did not. Banning and Moxie sat on the darkened bridge, whispering quietly. "You think it's a stowaway?" Moxie asked. "Maybe," Banning said. "Or a saboteur." "Or a ghost," Snipes whispered from behind them. Banning jumped. "Snipes, what are you doing here?" "I brought snacks," Snipes said, holding a bag of dehydrated moon chips. "Stakeouts need snacks." Moxie sighed. "Fine, but be quiet." Hours passed. Nothing happened. Banning's eyelids drooped. Moxie stifled a yawn. Snipes fell asleep sitting upright, clutching his chips. Then, footsteps. Soft, slow, purposeful. Moxie's eyes snapped open. "Commander!" she whispered. Banning straightened, hand drifting toward his sidearm. The footsteps grew louder, closer. A shadow appeared in the doorway. Snipes, but not awake. His eyes were half open, unfocused. His movements were smooth, eerie, mechanical. He walked past them without a word, straight to the command chair, and sat. Perfectly, comfortably. like he belonged there. Banning's jaw dropped. "You've got to be kidding me." Moxie whispered, "He's sleepwalking." Snipes reached out, adjusting the console with expert precision. Faster, cleaner, more confidently than he ever did awake. Then he stood, walked to Moxie's station, and began rearranging her settings with unconscious efficiency. Moxie stared. "He's good at this," Banning muttered. "He's better asleep than awake." Snipes moved on to his tools, adjusting, calibrating, tinkering with a serene focus that bordered on supernatural. Then he turned and walked straight back to his quarters, still asleep, still unaware. The bridge fell silent. Banning exhaled. "Well, mystery solved?" Moxie nodded. "We should probably tell him." Banning smirked. "After we get the recordings." The recordings. The next morning, Snipes stumbled onto the bridge, yawning. "Morning," he said. "Did we catch the ghost?" Banning and Moxie exchanged a look. Aurora projected the footage. Snipes watched himself sleepwalk across the bridge, adjusting consoles, calibrating tools, sitting in the command chair like he owned it. His jaw dropped. "That's me!" Banning nodded. "Yes." "Asleep?" "Yes." "In your chair?" "Yes." Snipes gasped. "Commander, I would never sit in your chair while awake." Banning smirked. "I know." Snipes pointed at the screen. "But asleep me is a menace." Moxie laughed. "You were very productive." Snipes groaned. "I don't even remember doing any of that." Aurora added, "You also attempted to reorganize the emergency rations alphabetically." Snipes turned pale. "That's horrifying." Banning crossed his arms. "Snipes, what did you eat before bed last night?" Snipes thought. Lunar lasagna? I've been eating the leftovers all week." Moxie winced. "Oh no." Banning nodded. "That stuff is loaded with neurostimulants." Snipes blinked. "It is?" "Yes," Banning said. "And from now on, you are forbidden from eating lunar lasagna leftovers before bedtime." Snipes saluted. "Understood, Commander. No more lasagna." Aurora flickered. "I have also added a sleep monitoring protocol to prevent future nocturnal activities." Snipes groaned. "I'll never live this down." Moxie patted his shoulder. "Probably not." Banning smirked. "Definitely not." Aftermath. The next night, the ship slept peacefully. No footsteps, no rearranged tools, no warm command chair. Snipes slept like a rock. Moxie slept soundly. Banning slept with one eye open, but only out of habit. Aurora monitored the ship with quiet satisfaction. The ship was calm again, until Snipes muttered in his sleep, "Commander, permission to reorganize the stars." Aurora sighed. "Humans," she whispered. "Endlessly unpredictable." End of episode 25. To be continued.